Konnichiwa from Suzuka, race day morning. I'm here with two-time Japanese GP winner with Williams, Damon Hill. Damon, let's take a little step back in time because I often say to people that 94 race, I remember watching it. I was a 10-year-old at home, and I still think that's one of the most underrated, great wet weather wins in F1.
I honestly, Karen, I don't think it's underrated. I think I've had plenty of accolades and appreciation. It was a fantastic race, and I had to dig really deep to beat Michael Schumacher in that race.
Let me just, for those of you who haven't seen the race and don't know the context, basically it was an aggregate race because you all started off, the race was red flagged, and then terrible conditions, and you and Michael were then fighting, and you had to beat Michael on the road by a certain gap, didn't you? And so you weren't actually racing wheel to wheel.
No, it was an invisible competitor. He was basically behind me, but I had to keep him more than 6.8 seconds behind me. And so
what was that like? Because you obviously can't see him. So were you just absolutely flat out?
Yeah, well, that was at the end of the race. At the beginning of the race, I could see him. He was right in front of me. I couldn't see anything else. All I could see was his gearbox light. It was torrential weather, and of course that's why they stopped the race. But the curious thing was, when I crossed the line, I didn't know whether I'd won.
Yeah.
So I went.
And neither did we at home.
Nobody knew, and so I actually I didn't get the message until I'd gone past. I was just going through the S's, and they came on the radio and said that I'd won it. So it was a delayed reaction. It was fantastic. And I want to say also that I did actually get. You talk about getting recognised for that drive. Frank and Patrick did actually say to me, "That was quite good." so I finally got some recognition.
You got something for that.
They're hard to please.
And then we came back 2 years later, and that was a tricky build-up, wasn't it? Because you could have won the championship in Estoril, and it didn't happen. And then you sort of had to come here to try and get the job done against Shaq, another Williams driver.
Mick Jagger never forgave me for that one because he came to Portugal and with Jerry Hall.
Yeah.
And I didn't win it. So, and he wasn't going to come.
He wasn't going to come to Japan. but talk us through that weekend because what was the pressure like? I mean, that's a life's ambition that very few people on the planet have been able to achieve, is winning the World Championship. Talk us through that weekend. You rocked up here. Those days. It was very rare to do flyways, not like today, wasn't it? You had Canada and here and Brazil.
Now they're always a flyway.
Yeah.
Like half of them are anyway. So we had Australia, and we had 1 or 2 flyways, but we had a 3-week gap between Portugal.
Yeah.
And I had to find a new job in the meantime as well. So it was very strange because I did the Portuguese Grand Prix, and I knew I hadn't got a drive lined up for the following year. So I knew Suzuka Japan would be my last race. And so I had time to do some testing, go and find a new job. Signed for Arrows, and surprised everyone.
Yeah.
And then turned up. I got to Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong first to get over jet lag because this place killed me with jet lag.
Right.
So I thought I don't want to go and face all the madness in Japan just yet. So I did a few days in Hong Kong, and my wife came out. I met Chris Patton. Because we were handing over Hong Kong, so there were a couple of things that really strange things happened. That made it seem like that things were going the right direction. And when I got here, the pressure was huge. But it was exciting. It wasn't bad pressure. It was good pressure. And I didn't sleep much the night before the race.
Right.
But by the time it came to the start of the race, I just thought I've done everything I possibly can do to make this happen. And it's either going to happen or it's not. So beyond that, I couldn't do it.
And in that race, again, for people who haven't seen it, Jacques Villeneuve's wheel came off. He was off on the gravel, and basically you were world champion halfway through the race.
Well, it was a rare mechanical failure from the Williams team, which actually handed me the championship, not him. Because if it happened to me, it would have been very worrying. So bad luck for Jack.
So how did the second half of were you tempted to just say, I'm done, I'm just going to park it, and I'm already world champion? Or were you going, I'm actually really enjoying driving this car?
No, come on. I mean, you can't, you go into a race to win a race, and it was a bit strange, though, having been told halfway through the race that I'm actually world champion. And I suddenly thought, well, what am I doing here now? but there were some pictures, and my wife started celebrating back in the garage with the champagne. So she was half cut by the time we got to the end of the race. But And you know, Michael was right behind me, so it was kind of fitting that I crossed the line and,
Yeah.
and won the race as well. Nice way to sign off with Williams.
I've seen some fantastic videos of you on the night out afterwards, riding a scooter through the lobby of the hotel. That looked
Yeah.
spectacular.
Yeah, a bit hooliganish, but it was fun.
And now when you come back to Suzuka, you walk into the paddock. Does the emotions of that weekend come back to you?
Yeah, I think
It's been a while, but
a lot of times past. What is great is this circuit hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
This is still one of the great challenges for Grand Prix drivers.
Yeah.
And I think that when you listen to the drivers coming out of their cars, they all say the same things. And this is a generation of drivers who remember Jules, and
Yeah.
it's got some bad memories.
Yeah.
But they still want this challenge, and I think it's great that a circuit like this has stayed on the calendar because it's a long way for everyone to get here.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because it's proper driving, proper challenges, and the best drivers prevail.
So, looking ahead to the race today, I mean, it's boiling hot, isn't it? I mean, I can't remember a Japanese Grand Prix this warm.
No, I brought all my warm gear. I mean, normally it's cold.
Yeah.
But we're getting some strange weather. I noticed the wind has changed direction now. So yesterday it was coming from that way where the typhoon was, and now it seems to have turned around, so the typhoon has moved further up. And it's now reversed itself, but it's clear blue skies and bright, powerful sunlight, so the track's going to get hot.
Listen, thank you very much for your time.
Karen,
I'm going to go from the past to the present and go and grab Lance Stroll, who's over there. Damon, thank you very much. I'm just going to wander around, grab Lance. Lance, give you one of those. How you doing? Morning. You all right? How are you enjoying your time in Japan?
So far, so good. Yeah, I can't complain. I love sushi. Love the track.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the sensation. Driving around here is amazing.
I mean, Damon was just saying.
Every time I come back, well, I've only been here twice.
Yeah.
Every time I come, the 2 times that I've been here, it's exceptional.
Yeah.
There's really nowhere else like it.
I mean, Damon was saying the track's not really changed since when he first came here back in '93, and it's still an amazing challenge, isn't it? The track's. I mean, when you first came here, did you think it's narrower than you thought? But it's.
I did. I mean, it's very old school. There's no runoff. You have to be so precise.
Yeah.
Because it's so high speed, and everything's coming at you so quickly.
Yeah.
That a split second, too late on turn in or on the brakes, and you'll pay the price.
Yeah.
So it's a real driver's track, and especially when the car, comes alive beneath you. It's really awesome.
And let's talk about today because it's a lot hotter than it's been all week. I think that we've been here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit tricky, isn't it? Tire blistering and things like that.
It will be, but everyone's in the same boat, so no one's experienced these conditions during the weekend. So yeah, it should be an interesting race. A lot of tire management. But we'll do everything we can to make it work.
All right, listen, thank you very much and good luck for the race. And we will see you in Austin in a couple of weeks' time.